Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alina Ghost and I'm going to be taking you through how to baby-proof your home this Christmas because oh my god, does it get difficult. My son has turned 8 months old and we're going to be celebrating his first ever Christmas. I am a mum of just him, so this is my first time experiencing how to deal with a baby who's crawling, who's trying to pick up everything, trying to eat everything. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this one with you. I'm going to be taking you through a few of the things that I found that I've changed a lot throughout Christmas decorating specifically, and especially around that Christmas tree. So I'm going to be showing you some of the bits that I think that are thumbs up for baby and some of the things that I think are thumbs down. So what I'm going to do is actually pop a picture of the Christmas tree that I decorated last year. So hopefully you can see the difference between what it was last year and what it is this year. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love having a child and love having a baby. But yes, there are some sacrifices that I have found that I had to do in terms of actually Christmas decorating. If there's anything that you think that you've sacrificed this Christmas, please put it down below in the comment section. I'd love to know. Okay, let's start with the basics. So firstly, make sure that your child is never left alone with the Christmas tree, because I've heard so many stories around how babies have pulled the tree onto themselves. So obviously it's not a nice experience. Also, you don't want other dangerous things to happen. So like use your common sense from like lights. You don't want them touching electricals, keep wires away, that kind of stuff. So I guess I'm going to be chatting around the fun stuff in terms of like the decorations. So glitter, no glitter. I hope you know the answer to that. In terms of actually decorating the tree, what I've done is tried to keep it in sections. So like the bottom section is actually good enough for him to play with. So what I mean by that is that I actually use things like felt Christmas decorations so that he can actually like touch it, eat it, feel it without breaking it, be hurting himself, and see it's something soft on his gums as well. Things like this, however, it's glittery, it's pretty, it's sharp in places in my opinion, because where that glitter has glued on, I wouldn't say it's safe enough for him to eat, so I'm using my common sense. So what I've done here is actually put it on the tree, either in the middle or at the top. What I tried not to do is keep it at the bottom where he can actually reach it standing up. He's 8 months old, which means that he started to stand up a lot. He started to grab things, he started to chew things. Well, he's constantly chewing things, and I'm sure babies are anyway, of whatever age. The other thing that I found is actually plastic baubles. So let me try and focus that for you. This is actually my dog's bauble. We were lucky enough to get it from our dog walker. So basically it's plastic, it's something that can like drop and not break. It doesn't have glass, which means that it's not dangerous and it can't cut him. And it's got lovely ribbon, which he loves to play with. He loves ribbons or anything, but I'll get onto that in a second. So something like this I would put at the bottom of the tree with the felts and things like that, so that he can touch it, he can grab it, he can push it. I've noticed him like pushing it quite a lot and like trying to like bop it. So actually one of the things that keep coming into my head is actually a friend's quote. Do you remember that time when Chandler and Ross went to that hotel and they were discussing around what they can take and what they can't take because they've paid for the room? Well, that's what I was going through the house thinking. So for example, yes, 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 no, no, no. Also, let's touch on chocolates. Chocolate Christmas tree decorations. Do not put them low enough for your child to eat. So what I've done is basically put it in the middle or as high up as possible. I've even put it around the tree, so like at the back, because we adults know that we can go fishing for those chocolates, whereas babies can't. As you know, babies shouldn't have sugar when they're very young, so this is a really safe way of keeping it away and out of reach. What's better to do is just to pop it into your mouth. Please don't tell my husband because I'm ruining the tradition. Delicious. Don't tell my husband though, because it's a tradition not to eat until Christmas Eve. So, shh. Our secret is safe with us, right? Okay, let's be realistic. Yes, there are going to be things that are going to break. I have a huge white German Shepherd, so every year his tail goes everywhere. Whether I like it or not, even no matter how high I put some stuff, it still gets broken. Usually it's those big glass baubles that get broken, but there's also like ornaments and things that he can reach somehow, no matter what. So taking that into account and thinking, okay, so what is it like with a baby? That's no different. So they are going to be reaching for those things, whether you like it or not. There will be a breakage or two. So simply what you should do is clean it up as quickly as possible. But you can also minimize it. If you're very paranoid about this kind of stuff, and I was very tempted to do this, just don't use any glass baubles. Don't use any glass baubles. Don't use any sharp baubles. So like, you know, you get those metallic, beautiful ornaments kind of thing. So basically any of the special stuff you don't want broken, perhaps put it away, and or use it on a different Christmas tree. A Christmas tree that they can't reach, they can't touch, maybe a mini one in your bedroom. The other thing that I found that babies absolutely love is ribbons. My son loves to pull them. I do little bows on them so that he can like undo them, and just plays with it, puts it in his mouth, pulls it. So make sure that you are putting it, like wrapping it around something sturdy. If you've seen my nursery tour, I even put normal ribbons onto his like book sling so that he can pull them and stuff. So it's not just Christmas, but for Christmas it's great to get like Christmas ribbon, isn't it? So this one's like a candy cane one. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's something that he can just like play with. But the other thing that I absolutely loved is like felt balls, like these pom-pom balls. They're absolutely cute. So I put them on our stairs so that he can like play with them. This is a really great way to add like those Christmas colours and not be worried about him playing with it. Something that I've learned the hard way is do not give your babies tinsel. Yes, my husband told me straight away, maybe we should put the tinsel away this year. I, however, thought, oh, okay, well, maybe it'll be absolutely fine. But unfortunately, first thing that Aiden did is pull it apart straight into his mouth. So I had to go fishing for those tinsel bits and actually get rid of it. So this is a really great alternative to tinsel, so that you can use it like on stairs, you can use it on the tree even, and it's something safe so that he can't chew this up, put it into little pieces, and it's not dangerous. The other thing that I did is actually use a garland with buttons on it. I put it right at the bottom so that he can play with it and chew the buttons especially, but make sure that those buttons are big, make sure that those buttons are well secured to the garland, because it's, especially if it's not a toy and not like a kid's thing. So basically I just love those things because it's a great way to keep their attention on something else. Aiden loves to play with things, so either way he's going to be at the tree playing with those things, trying to swat it, trying to pull it, and putting it in his mouth. Make sure that it's something safe, and that's exactly what I've done. The other thing that he really enjoys is noisy things, and I found that Christmas is the best time for jingles, isn't it? So I actually have a jingly decoration that I've had for years and barely used, but I decided to put it on the banister this year so that he can like play with it. It makes a really lovely noise. However, I'm very conscious that it's got bits at the top and it's got the ribbon. So it's not actually a toy, so never ever leave them if it's not a kid's toy, because they can easily come apart. He can easily swallow and chew something that he shouldn't. So I never let him play with this if it's not supervised. So the other thing that we do during Christmas is wrap our presents, and what happens? Our babies go to those presents, start like munching on the wrappers, trying to like open it up. So there's a few things that I wanted to mention. Firstly, if you don't want them to play with presents, make sure that you put them in sacks. Make sure that you put them in baskets. I actually have really great sacks for me and my husband this year, and I'm getting one for Aiden too. It's just simply like personalised sacks that you can basically put all of your presents in. That way they wouldn't get ruined, they won't get opened, and they won't get chewed on. If you're one of those people who loves to wrap their presents in like brown paper or something plain, then tie it up with ribbon and then add like foliage or something to it, something like this, or like a cinnamon stick, well, basically forget it. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I think that babies, when it's their first Christmas, that they shouldn't be like told not to go to the tree, because in my opinion it's about family, it's about everybody having fun together during this Christmas time. So when it's like things like foliage and pretty things, I recommend either wrapping it and doing what you usually do and putting it in a sack like I've mentioned, or a basket, or just don't do it, or maybe put it away. But then at the same time, if you're going to put it away, why are you doing it? That leads me on nicely to say, no, I'm not going to be putting the playpen around my Christmas tree, because I want my son to get involved and to have fun during Christmas with the Christmas tree, with the Christmas tree decorations. Big, huge tip that I'm going to give you is, if you have a fake tree, what I do is actually bend the branches so that the Christmas tree decoration, when it gets pulled, doesn't come off easily. That way there's hours of fun for him, and there's hours of sanity for me, because I don't have to keep on putting that Christmas tree decoration back up. I confess, it took nearly a week to put the Christmas tree and decorations up. Let's be realistic here. With a baby, with a newborn, or with a baby who's under 1 year old, you will have to do it during naps, you'll have to do it when you're super tired, and you'll have to do it whilst you're running around after them, if you're lucky enough, like me, for an early mover. Basically, in my opinion, take it easy. What I did is put some great festive music on. I also put a candle on that smells lovely and festive, and just took my time. Yes, it took me days to do, but at the same time I couldn't do it quicker, and I wouldn't want to, because I was having fun at the same time with my baby. So I'm going to leave you with this. It's okay to break your own rules sometimes. My Christmas tree looked so bare at the bottom that I decided to take some of those medium-sized baubles that were glittery and glass and lower them down a little bit. I know that he can just about reach them when he's standing up, so it is a bit of a stretch, but at the same time it's breaking my own rules of not having anything at the bottom that he can reach and break. But at the same time it did look so bare, so I added those in, and what I do is just keep him supervised when he's standing up. I already have anxieties when he's standing up on his own and trying to climb the tree, so I'm just keeping an eye out to see whether he's actually reaching for those things, and if he does, I take his attention onto something else and show him like the felted Christmas decorations or the knitted ones, so that he can actually enjoy those much more than the glass one. I hope you have a first amazing Christmas with your baby, and that this video was useful to you. Let me know the kind of tips that you would do in order to baby-proof your Christmas and decorations this year. I'd love to find out more. If you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you. Thanks so much for watching.